Are you thinking about getting your real estate license in Arizona? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you through a complete step-by-step guide so you know exactly what steps to take to get licensed and start your new career. My name is Chris. I've been a licensed real estate agent for the past 10 years. I'm also a team leader and real estate coach that's been able to help hundreds of people get their license and start their new career. Before we dive into the video, I do want to let you know about our real estate license starter kit. Everything in this video, plus a lot more, is inside that guide. So if you want to grab it completely free, there's a link down in the description below. So make sure to check that out. I think it will be super helpful. Also, if you're looking for real estate classes, I highly suggest you check out the Arizona School of Real Estate and Business. What I really like about this school is that they have a lot of different options. You can choose self-paced classes, in-person classes, or instructor-led classes. So entirely up to you on how you want to go through this process, and that's what I like best about this school. So if you want to check them out, there is a affiliate link down below where you'll be able to get different sales and discounts on their classes. So make sure to check that out. So the very first step to get your Arizona real estate license is just to meet some of the basic requirements. In Arizona, you must be 18 years old or older, you must have a high school diploma or a GED, and you must be a legal US resident. The next step is completing your real estate pre-license education requirements. In Arizona, you're required to complete 90 hours of state-approved pre-license education classes. And yes, I know, 90 hours is a ton of time to invest. But the good news is you can do these classes in person or online. I actually suggest the online option because you cut out a lot of the drive time back and forth to the school, especially if you have a busy schedule or a lot of things going on. But with that being said, if you want to take the classes in person, you totally have that option as well. Once you get through your state-approved pre-license education classes, it's time to schedule and pass your real estate exam. In Arizona, the exams are held by Pearson VUE, and the best way to schedule is either to give them a call or go on their website. Just make sure to give them at least 24 hours notice in advance. Once you get to the testing center on test day, you're going to want to bring a couple basic things. The first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam, and then you want to bring two forms of identification. This could be a debit card, a credit card, a passport, or even a driver's license. Just make sure that you bring two. Now, once you get in to actually start your exam, you're probably wondering what's it actually going to be like? Well, it's about 180 test questions. And the good news is they're all multiple choice. So make sure that you read each question multiple times before you finally submit your answer. The good news is most people finish the exam early, so there's no need to rush. And in fact, if you do rush through this exam, the chances of you failing are much, much higher. So I would highly avoid doing that. Now, the exam itself is broken up into two separate parts. You have a state portion of the exam and a national portion of the exam. You must pass both portions of the exam to get your license. Now, a passing score is going to be 75% or higher. And if you fail one and pass the other, you just have to come back and retake the part that you failed. That's the good news. Now, if you did fail the exam, don't beat yourself up too much because so many people failed this exam and they went on to become top producing successful agents. So there's no correlation to whether you're going to be good or bad as a real estate agent. It just means you have to go back and study harder. Now, if you did pass the exam, it's time to celebrate because we're moving on to the next step and we're one step closer to actually getting your license. Step number 4 is your fingerprinting and background check. In Arizona, you're required to get a Fingerprint Clearance Card, and you can get this through the Arizona Department of Public Safety. This process can actually take a few weeks, so make sure to start early. Once you get your fingerprinting and background check done, it's time to move on to the next step, which is applying for your real estate license. The way you do this is you want to submit your license through the Arizona Department of Real Estate. In order to do this, we want to collect everything we've done up until this point and package it together. So we're going to get proof that we completed our real estate pre-license education. We're going to get proof that we passed our real estate exam, and we're also going to get our fingerprinting and background check information, package it all together, put it together with a license application, and then send that out. From there, we move on to choosing your sponsoring broker. Now, this part is fun, it's exciting, but it's also a very important piece of the puzzle because if you get this wrong, you might get the wrong first mentor and you might not get the support and training that you need to be successful. So I want to give you a couple important questions to ask when you're choosing your sponsoring broker. The very first one is what kind of mentorship and training do you provide specifically for brand new agents? Do they have a mentor that's going to help you one-on-one? When I first started out, I remember going from showing to showing to showing. I was so excited. I finally got my first clients. And when I was going to submit an offer, I just looked around and I'm like, I have no one to help me out with this. So you want to get a mentor that you're going to be able to call that can walk you through those first couple of transactions, because if not, you're going to be very stressed and you're not going to be able to guide your clients in the right way and feel confident and motivated to keep going. The next question to ask is, what kind of classes do they have for brand new agents? So as a brand new agent, you want to make sure you go to a brokerage that has the kind of classes and education that you need to get your business off the ground. The next question to ask is, how are you going to help me market and grow my business? Did you know, as a new agent, the most common reason people fail is they can't figure out how to actually get new clients? So you want to ask this question ahead of time and really find out what kind of support they're going to give you in the way of marketing your new real estate business. This question is very important. How are they going to teach you to get new clients? Do they offer leads and different packages if you want that kind of support? And ultimately, make sure you pick a brokerage that's going to give you the game plan that you feel comfortable following to get your business off the ground. And the last question to ask is about the monthly fees and commission splits. The first part of the question is the monthly fees. Every brokerage has different monthly fees. Some have a $0 a month fee, others are a small monthly fee, and then some go all the way up to a couple $100s per month just to be a part of that brokerage. And as a brand new agent, this can really burn a hole in your pocket and make it much harder to succeed. So I would highly suggest picking a brokerage that has a low monthly fee or no monthly fee to get started out, because you never know. It might take you a couple months or some time to get your first deals going, and it can be really painful to watch that money be withdrawn from your account every month, whether you're selling deals or not. The next question to ask is about the commission splits. So I don't want you to hyper focus on this, because it's much better to go to a brokerage that's going to give you the kind of support and training that you need rather than just high commission splits. But with that being said, ask the question and make sure that you get to the bottom line by saying, hey, if I make a $10,000 commission, how much of this money do I actually get to keep? And this will cut right to the bottom line, and you'll know exactly what your commission split is after all the fees, royalties, and things that go into the real estate sale. Now that you know all the steps to get licensed, I want to cover some of the top questions that I get on a regular basis, because I'm sure you have questions. The very first one is, how much does it actually cost to get your Arizona real estate license? Well, depending on what kind of classes you decide to go with, if you decide to upgrade to any exam prep tools, and ultimately what brokerage you pick, it can range anywhere from $700 to $1,000 to get started. Another question is, how long does it actually take to get your real estate license? In Arizona, it's about a 2 to 3 month process if you're motivated and disciplined to get through the classes and get through your 90 hours of pre-license education. So overall, it's really not that much time if you are dedicated and you really put the hard work in. The third question is the test hard? Well, the reality is the exam is hard. It's a little bit challenging, and a lot of people do fail the exam the first time, but it doesn't have to be that way. There are so many exam prep tools that you can use to study and build confidence. Back when I started this process, I was just reading through a textbook, and it was so boring, and I wasn't retaining any information, and I had no clue how I was going to actually pass my real estate exam. But with time, I actually researched some exam prep tools. I ended up purchasing one. It helped me study. It helped me build confidence, and that's what I really needed to feel confident on test day. So if you want to look at a real estate exam prep tool, I have one linked down in the description below that you can check out. I think it will definitely help you build the confidence you need to pass the exam on test day. And the last question I get a lot is, can I start this career part-time? And the answer is absolutely you can. And that's the best part about being a real estate agent, is that you have flexibility to build the kind of business that you want. If you want to be part-time and just help a couple extra people per year and make extra income, you can do that. Or if you want to be a full-time agent and earn a large income potentially, if you put the hard work in, you could do that as well. So it's entirely up to you and whatever you want to build, and that's one of the best things about being a real estate agent. So if you like this video and you want more content all about getting licensed and starting a new career, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. We have more content coming your way. Thanks again for tuning in.